Hello, it's Adam with Chico's Cars, and I am here with the barn find for us, Jerry and myself. We have just picked up our first race car. It is a 2008 Subaru Legacy Spec B, set up by Subaru USA originally for racing. So everything has been done really, really well on this car. It has been mothballed for the last 4 years. It used to race in the CTCC race series. Now it is gonna go back into lapping days. Hopefully we'll get it into some endurance races for 2018. The other idea is for us to get this prepared for another attack on Targa Newfoundland for 2018. One of the reasons that I think it's really important to have a specific car for the racetrack, when you get outside of a certain level of driving, I currently have a Porsche that I bring to the track. It's great, but I'm starting to really go through tires. I'm starting to really push it maybe beyond what it is really capable for. And with a race car, you have a lot of safety systems. You've got a cage, you've got a race seat, you've got a fire suppression system, you've got a fuel cell. You also have the opportunity to set the car up specifically for track. So the camber isn't set up on a street. You can run slick tires, you run a stiffer suspension, all these kinds of things that make this so much better for a lapping day car. Plus the other bonus is that you can push this car to the limit, because if something does happen, A, you're safer, and B, you have a heck of a lot less money on the track than somebody who's bringing their poor Lamborghini or Ferrari or Porsche to the track and beating on it. This thing has been meant to be beaten on. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this. So let's get it stripped and get this livery off of it, and we're gonna change the fluids. We're gonna see what this baby needs and get it running. What kind of work do you think we have to get this thing running?
Well, I got a bit of a list, but we'll just have to clean out the fuel system, check the cell, freshen up the brakes, like fluids, all the fluids. The engine rolls over, there's no issues with that. Just need to go over every inch of it, nut and bolt and everything, and we expect it'll fire up and run.
Nice. And what are the issues between having a street car versus this type of car? Why is it better to have one of these kinds of cars on the track?
You know, it's the setup for the track, it's the camber, the suspension settings, and all the things that, you know, make a big difference, slick tires and stuff like that. I mean, there's actually no comparison to a track car versus a street car. I mean, it's great to drive your street car on the track every now and again, stretch its legs, but there's nothing like a dedicated track car to really go out and throttle it. There's a wonderful roll cage in this car that's all gusseted, and, you know, there's just a lot of extra beef in this car. Of course, all the excess weight's taken out of the car as well, so it's light, it's strong. The chassis is very rigid because of the roll cage, so it's just a lot more fun to drive.
And how about the fueling system, fire suppression system?
Well, there's a cell in the back that contains the fuel so that it can't be ruptured. Even when the car is hit, you know, very hard, it generally cannot penetrate the cell. And of course, has a fire system suppression should you have any kind of an engine problem or something like that. But yeah, and it's all braided fuel lines, and, you know, everything's reinforced, and so it's pretty safe. And
as far as like a build quality of car, what would you say that build quality is compared to, you know, a lot of other cars you see?
This has a lot of lovely equipment in it. It's got the Ames dash setup. It's got really nice wheels. It's just all the cage is all TIG welded. There's just so many man hours of small things. I mean, we haven't even got a chance to look at this car properly to tell you all those things, but we're going to write them all down if you want to see the list down the road. But yeah, this is a very, very lovely prepared car for sure.
Awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun with it, and thanks, Jerry, for being there and understanding what it takes to bring this race car back to life that I don't necessarily understand.
And thanks to my great friend Adam, who makes it all possible too with such a great find. It was actually his lead, and I'm just happy to help and be part of it. It's going to be a fun project.
Awesome. We're super pumped to bring this 2008 Subaru Legacy back to life after it's been sitting unused and unloved for 3.5 years. The idea with this car is that we're going to have an economical, fun, lapping day car that hopefully we can do some endurance racing with, maybe Targa Newfoundland in 2018. That's kind of our ultimate goal with it. Finding these kinds of cars, you have to buy them at a very low price because you never know what's really wrong with them. So we obviously have some budget to replace things if anything is really, really wrong with it. We didn't build the car from scratch. Building it from scratch, car like this, you'd be in the six-figure range, and they can be had for way less. As well, where we're going to be just enjoying this car, sharing it, and really this is my first race car. I'm very excited about the fact that I've got something safer to take out on the track that hopefully is going to be less costly per hour to run than a Porsche street car. I can imagine it's going to be a lot less expensive per hour to run than that. And basically we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So anyways, please subscribe to Chico's Cars, and I'll try to give you more cool car content and fun things that you can do with sports cars and performance driving. Anyways, thanks a lot, and keep the rubber side down.